So today topic is about the initial configurations of the firewall. Let me share my screen. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So once you receive the firewall at your organizations, you need to do the initial configurations of the firewall. Until unless if you won't do the initial configuration, you are not able to access the firewall. Okay. So initial configuration in the sense that firewall will be having one management port and console port will be there. You are connecting the management interface over there, and you are connecting the console port to the firewall. Here is the management interface. It looks we're connecting one management interface to the management port, that is the RJ45 connector, and you're connecting one console port. It's a normal console you can connect, and you have to configure the one range IP address in your laptop or anything. And initial setup will be like once you log into the firewall, it will ask for the default username password like admin. Then you have to give you have to enter into the configuration mode, and after that you have to run the command in the CLI mode itself, or else you can do another method, like you can use the SSH. The default IP address of the firewall will be this 192.168.1.1. This will be under /24 subnet, and you can able to open the browser also if you are connecting it to the internet. After the initial setup, like in the CLI mode, there is a command to run this, like set device config. Uh, and you'll give IP address, netmask, DHCP, DNS, and all. Nobody will give the DHCP dynamic IP address. You'll give a static IP address only. Can anybody can tell me that why you can't give the dynamic IP address in this firewall or any of the network devices?
Because it can be changed.
Yeah, it can be DHCP dynamic IP will be changed at any time, right? So because of that reason, we are not assigning the dynamic IP address in the firewall. If the IP address got changed, then you are not able to access the firewall, correct? It is very difficult to find the IP address of that range, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and I have a one question for you guys. Like, if you are connected and someone from your team has enabled the dynamic IP address of this firewall, so how will you find this? What is the IP address of the firewall? If somebody did like that. Guys, these questions will be helpful for you while you are working in the live environment. Why? Because these things will happen. This thing will happen.
If there is any console port,
Yeah.
so we can connect through console port and run the
Yeah.
command
Okay.
and show the configuration, all these things,
Okay.
and we can find the right side.
Okay. Can you tell me the name? Who told the answer?
Sagar.
Yeah. And if somebody has configured this thing, and if you don't have username and password, but you have to identify the IP address of the firewall, how will you do that? I'm just saying you have to just find out the IP address of the firewall just to log in. You don't have credentials, and the person who has configured, he know just username and password, but he don't know the IP address. How will you find the IP address in the network? This is a task for you guys. Do let me know on Monday session.
There is a hard reboot, hard reset.
No, don't do. You can't do the reset, right? If the firewall in the production, you can't do the reset, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Sir, note the MAC ID of the firewall and scanning in the IP scanning, MAC scanning.
Yes,
And
correct
find
answer. Yes, good.
find that
What
address.
we'll do, there is an IP scanner, so we will scan that IP and we'll trace out the device with the help of the serial number or MAC address.
Yes.
Correct. So after this initial setup, you have to assign the second IP address to your device to access to this firewall, or else it won't open. Like 192.168.1.1 will be the default IP address of this firewall. Then you are assigning 192.168.1.2, like the next IP address to your device, and DNS you can mention 8.8.8, yeah, 1.1.1, or any of the DNS address. So once you did this, then you are able to log into the firewall. The initial thing will look like this. Welcome to the PAN OS, and this the screen will be like this. Okay. So you can do SSH or SSL, any type of connections to log into the firewall. Like it will ask for the username and password. And as I said, what will be the username and password for this? Default username and password for this.
Admin.
Okay. So after you log into this firewall admin, it will ask to change the IP address compulsory, or else it will not allow you to move into the next page or anything. You can't able to open it in the GUI itself if you are not able to if you are not changing the default password. Okay, it will ask for the default password to change. Once it is changed, you have to do commit. So once you log into the firewall admin, username admin, password admin, here is the command. Okay, first you have to enter into the configuration mode, like how you are entering if you are using the Cisco switch or anything, config space T you are doing typing, right? To enter into the configuration mode. The same like it will be entering into the configuration mode. Once you type the configure and hit enter, then you have to set device config and the IP address of the firewall. What you want to keep the IP address in the firewall. Okay, once this thing IP is done, then you have to set the subnet mask. This is the net mask, what we are called it as a subnet mask, and the gateway. Gateway is required. Why the gateway is required?
Reach out to the another network
Yeah, reach out to the network. The gateway is required, right? And you can mention the DNS server IP address. You can mention primary and secondary as well. DNS setting servers, primary 4.2.2.2 and secondary DNS secondary you can mention and 8.8.8. After this, your change has not been completed until unless if you type commit and hit enter. Once you type commit and hit enter, it has to complete 100%. Okay, if the commit is not completed, then your configuration is not changed successfully. Correct? To save some configuration in the firewall, it has to complete 100%.
So one question is when we assign this IP address to the firewall,
we will discuss in the end of the session.
Okay.
Okay. After
It
this,
was just related to this sentence, means this command line. So it is not out of the topic I'm asking. Just so we are giving this IP address. So it is getting assigned to any port, like management port, or where
no. Yeah, like you are assigning this interface to the management interface only, right? This IP to manage the firewall. If you are not assigning any of the IP address, how will you get to know? Like this is the IP address for this. Yes, I am the person. I have to log in. Correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we didn't mention which we are giving this IP address. How system will understand that it is going to management.
You are connecting the interface in the management port, correct?
Correct.
And you are trying to access the firewall from the console port, correct?
Okay.
Yeah. So that means you are assigning the IP address to the management interface only, right? Initially, you can't open the GUI interface, correct?
We cannot open the GUI interface, but in command it is nowhere mentioned that we are giving this IP to the management port. How we'll understand this IP is only going to management port, not to the another ports.
Yeah. Exactly. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah. Is your doubt is cleared or?
No, my doubt is not clear yet. That because this command doesn't show where we are giving the IP address. It is going to any interface or it is going by default to the system directly, the whole firewall.
You are connecting this
No, we are
interface
connecting
like
through
you are
console, right?
connecting one interface through console, correct? Here I showed you the firewall port here, correct? One port you have to connect it to the management interface and another you are connecting to the console.
Correct. So we are accessing
Using
firewall
the
through
help
console.
of the console, you are configuring the management port to manage
Right,
the
but-
firewall.
Yeah, but in command, I'm not seeing anywhere that this IP address is going to management port only. How we'll understand this?
Why you want to see this in the command? Like management interface only you are configuring, right? Until unless you configure the management interface, you are
Okay,
not
so
able
first
to.
command. Okay, got it. Okay, first command will go to
And
management
the
port.
thing is like you are not connected to any other port. There is any other port also is there available, correct? Then why you are not connecting to that port then?
No, if we are not connecting, still we can give IP address. No? This is not compulsory that connection need to be happen.
Like I didn't understand your question.
My question, you said you are not connecting any other internet, sorry, any other interface, correct? You
Hmm.
are connecting management port. That is okay. If we are connecting management port or another port, or if we are not connecting any port, if we are
Hmm.
giving IP, definitely firewall will take.
Hmm.
Right. But I
Hmm.
understand if we do command prompt, it will go to management port as you said, correct?
Hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay, if we are giving IP address here with this command, it will go to direct management port, correct?
By default, it will be having the IP address, right? 192.168.1.1.
Correct.
To accessing that, you have to assign your device another one IP within that range, and you can able to access the firewalls. Correct. And to get this firewall to your network, you have to configure it to the something should be there, right? Or else how will you get this device to your network?
I really want to again. I really want to understand.
See here, it is not mentioned this as a management IP, but it is you are setting device config as a system IP.
Okay, so it is going to management
Yeah,
port.
yeah, and your Windows IP will be 1.2, right? Here you have mentioned.
That was my question.
Yeah, you will not mention the same thing. Like this is an built by Palo Alto, so here they have mentioned it as a system IP.
Okay, that was my answer.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
So after that initial setup, you are able to log in using the GUI, but there is one error you will get, this certificate error, and the web interface has a self-signed certificate. Self-signed certificate in the sense it will match with the root certificate with the firewall, and it don't require any of the proof or anything that you are the admin or you are the anything. The self-signed certificate will automatically merge with the root certificate, and you are able to log into the GUI interface, and the interface will look like this once the initial configuration is done. You can able to see here like 192.168.1.1, and you can use with the same password here, one admin, and here it will ask for you to change the password. Once you change the password, you are able to log into this firewall. Sorry, guys. So after that, you have to just click on the device and setup, and here you can able to see the device certificate. My question here is, once it has a self-signed certificate, why it is showing a device certificate? Can anybody tell me? If you don't know, then that is fine, I'll tell you. But you might have a question like why this device certificate is here. Does anybody has idea about this?
No.
Okay. Okay, device certificate is like once you log into the firewall, like you have to, it is an auto-generated certificate from the Palo Alto, and you have to get it update from the support portal, official Palo Alto support portal. You have to mention the Palo Alto serial number and all. Once that you have mentioned that serial number in the official support portal, you'll get a certificate. You have to download and import the certificate here. This is one time process. Like once you've done this, it will never ask for this. And after this certificate update, you will get to know like what is the life period of this firewall. Okay, you can able to renewal that also. It is having like license kind of thing. Okay, then yeah.
Please join me.
So will it require an internet connection at this stage?
Yeah, it is required internet connection at this stage. If you want to open it in the GUI, it requires the internet connection. Okay.
Please join me.
Hello? Yes?
It's showing blood circuit. Please join.
What?
Sir, please increase the zoom like
Zoom.
font size so that we can see that.
Okay. I hope it's clear now.
Yes, sir.
After you make some of the general changes in the firewall, you can able to change the host name of the firewall. Like in your enterprise network or in your organization, there could be some standard name to be assigned to the firewall and all for naming and all. Like for example, if you are in some region and all, you are mentioning as PAFW, and if you are in the Bangalore region, BNG, and if you are in Delhi, DLH, that kind of thing. If you want, you can do that thing. And the domain you can mention like your organization domain, like something @.co.in, correct? And also you can mention as time zone, like which time zone this firewall should be placed. If you are in US, you can mention the US, Europe region. If you are in the Asia region, you can mention that thing, and date and time should be set according to that, based on the time zone. And even you can mention this latitude and longitude details also. And as per my practice, like nobody will configure this much thing like latitude and longitude kind of thing, but there is an option you can configure this thing. Okay. After that, you can able to see, like once you open the management interface, there is an statically assigned IP address where you have assigned this using the CLI mode, correct? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you can the default gateway, IP address, net mask, MTA, and this is the administrator management services, like which services you want to be accessible, like HTTP, SSH, Telnet, HTTP, any of the services you can do it. And for network services, like this user ID basis and ping will be enabled. Why? Because if it is disabled, you can't able to check the firewall once you are doing some upgradations and all. Like if ping is disabled, you can't able to check like firewall is up or not. Nowadays, like firewall, we are using the latest firewall. Hardly it will take 10-15 minutes after the Panos upgradation. But while upgrading the OS, there are a lot many things like it will, when you are upgrading it to the higher versions and all, like it will ask for the reboot. So if you are upgrading from 9 to 10, it will ask for the reboot. Again, then 10.1.2, if you are upgrading, it will not ask for the reboot. But when you are upgrading from 9 to 10 version or 10 to 11 version, it will ask for the reboot. And once you reboot the firewall, you will not able to ping like if the firewall is come up or not. You can't able to do that thing if you disable the ping command. And next thing is like DNS configuration in the firewall. So this is the DNS what your internal organizations will be giving it to you, or else you should not give any of the other DNS. This is the internal DNS which will be configured. If it is required based on your requirement, if you want, you can change to as per your requirement. And this is up to the initial configurations of the firewall. And after that, you can connect your router, switch, or any other thing to the firewall. Like there will be other interface in the firewall. Mm, See, you will be having different interface here. So if you connect to this interface, and again you have to create a security policy based on this, like the zone, everything you have to mention on this. Till now, you have any doubt?
Yes, sir. Sir, when we took the console of the firewall, so there are two ways of like configuring management like system IP, right? So one we can do by putting command, or second way we can give via GUI, right?
GUI.
Yeah, like in that GUI, like when we access using that
Yeah.
from the browser, we can configure there also, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, fine.
But like when you are opening it by GUI, like for best practices, we are using it in a CLI mode.
Okay.
Once you change it to your IP address, then you will be able to access. Why? Because sometimes you will be directly connecting in your data center or anything. You have to mount it to the rack, and you have to arrange the cable, and you have to connect it, and the console cable should be there. In some organizations, you can't use the console cable.
Okay.
So what they are doing here in the sense, like there is a open gear, some console kind of device, and they are using that thing. So that like you can't able to directly go and plug into the firewall. Like you have to get the open gear applications like in the GUI itself. Then again you have to search for the firewall serial number. From there you have to take the console. But for that thing, wherever you are, you can just get the console. But if the firewall is hang or some issues will be there or something happened, you are not able to like get the access in that thing. In every organization, you can't go and directly plug into the console.
Okay. Yes.
And
to
if you are
map
configuring like the default IP 192.168.1.1, and again if you are going and plugging into some other network, and if you are trying to access that IP, it won't open. For best practices, connect in the network which you want to connect in the management network only, and just assign just check for the pool IP which is which is not assigned to any of the device. Get the IP assigned to the firewall and configure, commit, then open it in the GUI. Then you can leave the place and you can go and sit in your desk or anywhere, and rest of the configuration you can do it from your place.
Okay.
So the initial first configuration will has to be done through console only the first time when you are configuring the management IP.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And after that, it can be extended to any your IT LANs to be accessed from your network. Is it
Yeah,
so?
that is what I said. But if you are connecting and the same IP will be like 192.168.1.1, and if you are connecting to your network like 10.1.1. something network will be there. if you are going and connecting there, that IP is not allowed over there, right? Correct. But firewall will not open there. Then again, you have to connect the console and you have to change the IP address of the firewall. Then only it will start working. And your enterprise will be having some other DNS IP, right? It will not use like 8.8.8, correct?
Okay.
So again, you have to do the configuration once you connect it to the your enterprise network.
So my query still remain the same. Suppose I'm installing a new firewall first time. Okay. Then how what all configurations, or whether it is on firewall side, on the IT side, to make it accessible from
IT side, please let me know. Like you are a network engineer,
yeah.
so you will be having some IP which has not been assigned to any of the device, right?
Okay.
Correct. And you will be giving the management interface, for management, there will be different IP range, correct? And different VLAN.
When you say management, the network elements management.
Yeah. So for your management, there is a different range of IP and different VLAN will be configured, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So once you are doing that thing, and if you are assigning some 192.168 something, and if you are doing it in a public network configuration, 192.168.1.1, it will open, correct?
Mhm.
DNS will be 8.8.8. Once you are connecting to your management network, will the firewall will get the IP? No, right? Statically, you have assigned the IP address to the firewall.
Yes. But then you need to allow those IPs on the IT network to access it.
Yeah, you have to allow, or else you have to change the configurations of the firewall IP.
So by what configurations we need to change?
The same IP, subnet, and DNS.
So it has to be from the enterprise network pool to
Yes.
access it.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay.
Is it cleared?
I still have. I'll give a thought on it. I still have some doubt.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Can you please tell me what are the topics we're going to discuss in this entire course? Do you have any like list or something that we're going to discuss these topics in in this course?
Yeah, that thing has been shared.
You have shared it?
Yeah, already we have shared, and we'll discuss this thing about in the end of the session. I just asked about this, the initial configuration. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.
Okay.
Or else rest of the thing we'll discuss in the end of the class.
Okay. And okay. But where you have shared, you have some WhatsApp group or some.
I'll give it to you, or else I'll share it to you again. Okay. Or else you can directly go to the Palo Alto official website. You'll get there. I'll show it to you at the end of the class.
Okay, sure.
Sir, have you shared the lab manual?
I haven't shared anything.
Okay.
I'll share the lab manual and I'll share the notes. Everything I'll be sharing it to you. See, that is what, guys, I said, like having a lab manual, you can just see the lab manual and you can able to do the task. That is not a big thing, but the what is the motive here is the thing you have to understand the concept. So yesterday somebody asked me, like, I can able to visualize the thing. Okay, if you want to do that thing, you should understand the concept. Like in lab manual, this is the source, you have to click here, this is the zone you have to create here, and in the destination, this is the thing, and they'll give you the IP. Anybody can able to do the lab. Okay, you don't require any of the person to guide you on by seeing the lab manual and all. So what is the motive here is why we are here, like networking is here to understand you the concept wise. Okay, if you are understanding the concept, then you can able to do anything. That is the reason we are giving a training about EDU 210. We are not giving training about PCNSC. PCNS is just we will cover the topic and we'll tell you the exam concepts and all. We'll give you the exam questions and all. We'll give you the dumps. Then you can study and you can clear the PCNSC exam. But you will not understand the concept unless this is an official Palo Alto method. And seriously, I'm telling guys, you will not get the training about EDU 210 anywhere. Anywhere, if you go, you will not get the training. There are official partners with the Palo Alto, and they'll give you training with a lot of approvals and all. You'll not get the training about EDU 210.
Hello.
Yeah.
Is there an option if you forget the username and password? How to recover?
What?
Username and password is forget or lost. How can you recover?
There is an method, or else you can raise the tag ticket in the support portal. If you will be having Palo Alto serial number, right, you can raise the tag ticket for that. Or else you will not be the only super admin in your enterprise. There are some other super admin also will be there. So by their credentials, you can just log in and you can delete your credentials again. They can add you in the as
Technical
administrator.
support. Through technical support, we can reset the credential.
Yeah, through technical also, or else like 2 3 persons are admin, and if you forgot the password,
No,
other
super
admin can
admin
able.
will be also lost the password, username and password.
There are only not only one super admin will be there, right? And if 10 people are there in the organization, they are not going to
No,
log in with the
I'm
same
saying
credentials, right?
no one have a username and password.
Then you have to raise the RMA ticket for that. Support
RMA.
portal. Yeah, support portal you have to
RMA
raise.
means
Sorry,
RMA to
in this in
replacement.
sorry, not RMA. You have to uh, log into the support portal. There is an PAN OS option is there. Click on the PAN OS. Then you can mention this thing like we have lost the super admin password in the firewall and nobody has the access to the firewall. So the tag engineer will having the root access to this firewall. So they'll be login into it. Like you have to give them a control. They will be having the root password. So they'll reset and give it to you.
In such case, we require internet.
Yeah.
In my project, if you I'm working with this in where we cannot access the internet. Anyhow, no pen drive, nothing we can take inside the premises.
There is a different method, but
Like
we are
Cisco has
we are we are not supposed to disclose that thing. You'll be having console. You'll be I'll just tell you the not I'll not tell you in briefly, but I'll tell you something. Like you have to connect the console. Then when you try to log into this, there will be a signature. You have to parallelly match the signature. Then you have to enter into the root. Then you'll be able to do anything once you get into the root.
Correct.
That is the method is there, but as per the practice, we should not disclose that thing. Why? Because if you did like that, if something goes wrong, entire firewall will be crashed and you will not get a tag Palo Alto support. They'll not support you on this if you did this.
All right.
Rohit, just one very basic question. If we are not accessing the internet in an internal premise, then is the DNS configuration necessary?
Yeah, that is necessary only.
Okay, is it for like if you want to access the firewall using an FQDN? Is it for that?
Come again, I didn't understand this thing. Like FQDN.
So like if I want to access my firewall, so will
How
I
you are
have to
trying to access the firewall through console or through GUI?
through GUI?
Then the internet is required.
Okay, internet is mandatory in that case.
Yes.
You cannot even go via the internal access.
Internal access. Hello.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Next topic is about the license and updating a system. So once you log into the firewall, it will ask you for the license. There are some different license from the Palo Alto, and you have to buy the license. And for App ID, for threat preventions and URL filtering, and for Global Protect, there are different license in the firewall. Okay, you have to get the license from the Palo Alto. Again, you can get the license from the Palo Alto official support portal, support.paloalto.com, and there will be some person from the Palo Alto. They'll be helping you out for the licensing part. And licensing is very important thing until unless if you are not doing the licensing, like that device is not authorized to run in your environment. And you have to, after the licensing, you have to register the device again using the support portal, like with the help of the serial number. Okay, support portal, I'll show you to you some other day. I have to log into the support portal, and support portal, there is another concept which is after you complete all these topics and all, for support portal, there is another topic is there to explain it to you, like how to raise the RMA, how to get the tax support, what all the support you are having. And even in the license part, there is a support license also from the Palo Alto. Like it depends on the license what you are getting it. Like if it is very critical and all, like there are highly paid license from the Palo Alto. If you are getting that, if something goes wrong, like there are like range, like within 1 hour engineer should be allocated, within 2 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour. It depends on the critical high, or it depends on the impact. If you are raising the case with the Palo Alto, like Again, if it is a critical within 1 hour or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, engineer should be allocated. Like for that also, you will be getting the license. For doing the license setup, you have to click on the device. Again, you have to come here for the license and activate the license. You will get the authorization code. Again, you will get it from the vendor, or else you'll get it in the portal. The vendor in the sense like those who have given you the sell you the firewall. Okay. Then again, once you update this, like you have to commit again, and it will show all the updates here. Like once it is done, once for example, if you are buying some Windows laptop or anything, like once it is ask for Windows 10 update, Windows 11 update, or some patches will be there, so you can do the dynamic updates here, and you can check here first. If any update is there, you can update and commit. The firewall will be rebooted once at initial stage, but not every time it will reboot. Okay, and some of the critical things will be doing in the off working hour as per the best practice. You should not do it in the business hours. Okay. And in
Yes,
in
sir.
the update part, as I said, like there is an antivirus update, anti spyware update, and application threat updates, global protect update. Like this all the versions will be released from the firewall. Like the how long they are going to update when it is under licensing part, and if the firewall is not end of life and all, until unless you'll get the firewall update. Like the iPhone, like iPhone 6, like somewhere the iOS 12 is the maximum version you can upgrade. After that, you can't uh, upgrade them, right? Correct.
Sir, can we
So
get this
Correct.
PDF?
I'll give you the PDF. I'll
Thank you.
share it with the Network Kings, so they'll share it with you. They haven't created the group yet, so once the group is created, I'll share it over there. I'll give you the PDF. This is for your purpose only. I am preparing the notes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this dynamic update should be the latest one. Like it is very simple to update here. Like first it will ask for download. Then if you click on the download, it will download the file, like whatever it may be, like 300, 400 MB or 500 MB. Then again, if you're clicking on the install, it will install, and you can able to see the schedule. You can schedule the timing also, at what time it should be updated and all. Like at the business hour, if your bandwidth will be consuming, or if it is busy or anything, like at the time you can't update, right? You can keep it for a update schedule time also. You can schedule the time to download and update the dynamic updates in the firewall. Like it will anything like antivirus application and it should be the latest one. Okay.
Sir, in update process, there is no loss of data right now. There is no threat of losing data or configuration, anything like that.
No, so that is the reason. Like for best practices, like
No.
1 second. Let me
Yes,
for best
after update
practices, you
available
have
to
to like get the latest firewalls configuration snapshot. Like, you have to take the backup of that. Then you can do this update. Like the reason here doing this thing is like if something goes wrong, like if some configuration mismatch happened, yeah, if firewall is not reciprocating after the reboot or anything, you can just format the firewall and you can add that old image, then it should run. Why? Because like once I was doing firewall upgradation, I have taken the backup and I have updated to the latest version of this firewall, like recommended version by the Palo Alto. So after the upgradations, like some of the features was not working. So again, we have formatted the firewall and again we have attached this whole configuration. We don't know, right? Like what update they have, what patch update they have given. Like in your phone also, like for battery, heat and all, and camera, some features they'll give the update. Like they'll be giving that much only, but you don't know like how it's going to be work in the background, correct? So for that reason, if something goes wrong, you can format and you can reconfigure, like getting that snapshot, and you can reconfigure that configuration again to the firewall. So for doing that, taking the backup, you have to come to the device. We have to once you log into this is the Palo Alto login page, and you have to click on the device. And when you come to the operation, you can able to see, like you have to first save the named configuration snapshot. Like why this save, in the sense like what all the configuration has been done, it will save first. Once the save is done, then you can export the named configuration snapshot to your device, any of the laptop which you have logged in or anything. Once you did this configuration will be in your laptop. Then again you can update here. For update, see, you can able to see this dynamic update here. And you can't able to see anything here. Why? Because this is not a licensed one. Okay. So you can't able to see anything in the dynamic updates. Like in the when you click on the device and license part here, you can able to see the all the license like app ID, user ID, and for threat preventions, global protect. If possible, I'll get you the snapshot of that. Okay, the licensing part.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, I'll attach in this PDF if I get that. Okay, and for software part, like this is the PAN OS, and 1 second at least. No, it is also not showing. Uh, okay, guys, I'll get you the snapshot of this also, if possible. Like if I get any of the firewall, like I'll show it to you, like how in the software section it shows. Like this is the same thing. Here you can see this. Can you able to see this, or else I have to zoom it more?
Please
Zoom,
do
zoom,
it.
zoom.
Okay, this is the maximum zoom, I guess. So here it is like 10.1.0, correct? So while upgrading to while you upgrading the PAN OS, like if you are running somewhere like 10.1.1, so if you want to know which version it is running, here will be the right mark. Okay, or else you can see in the dashboard also. I'll show it to you, the dashboard part, if it allows to show. And after you the latest, like the least version you have to update, and the highest version you have to update. So if you are running in 10.1.1.1, then you can upgrade till 10.1.9. Again, if you want to update it to 10.2.0, it will ask for the reboot. Once the reboot is done, then you can able to install the features of 10.2.0. Then again, you can update here like 10.2.1, yeah, 2.2.2, 2.2.3. It will also ask for the reboot. Again, if you want to move into the 11.0.0, then again it will ask for the reboot.
We'll
Okay,
have
and Palo Alto, as per them, what best practices they are saying, like if you are upgrading it to the any version, like upgrading a version 10.0.0 also, or else if you are upgrading to the highest version also, they are recommending to reboot the firewall once.
Do we have the lab set up for these things?
No, for these things you will not get the lab setup.
Okay.
It's
On
a
what?
just simple thing.
Okay.
Just download and install, and you have to check the preferred version, and you
Mhm.
can download and install the thing.
Okay. Will that have the lab set up on EVNG or DNS3?
That is on EVNG.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you
How
will
you
not
come
get the
to
lab
know the
setup on this.
preferred version?
You can check in the support portal.
All right. And second thing, can we
And
directly
new release, bug, everything will be in the portal. Like if you are upgrading to some new versions or anything, like if something is not working, or anything, like there is an portal live dot Palo Alto. See, here you can able to see like a lot of people are. This is a like community, like a kind of thing, like what you are saying. The Discord server or anything, like some community they will be built, right? The same kind of thing. Like if you are searching some error or anything here, like you'll get to know like what is the thing happened. So what is the error it is getting. Sometimes you'll get the solution also here itself. Okay, or else any of the documents, if you required, you can check in the Palo Alto portal. You will get the document, like error document also. Can anybody tell me any of the error if you want to see?
Sir, is there a trial license for Palo Alto like we can get in Sophos 1 month trial license?
No, it is not like that. That is what I'm saying.
It's a big problem.
So for Palo Alto, like they are giving they are some of the organizations like Cognisas or some organizations is there. So they are giving for paid version, like it is on early basis. See, docs.paloalto.com. If you're clicking on that, you'll get the support document here. Read it. Initial configuration document. This is the very good thing. Like you'll get it everything here, like notes, document, everything. But don't worry, I'll prepare the notes and give it to you, guys. Okay.
Sir, please share this link in the chat.
So before starting the security policy, I'll close up this session for today.
Thank you, sir.
See here, it is showing like after the installation, it will reboot the firewall to activate new PAN noise. Correct? As I said. So before going into the security policy, like I'll stop here. Why? Because again, it's a different topic. Like we have to create the objects and we have to create some things are there to explain before that. So after this, you can able to start working on the labs.
Rohit, are we also going to discuss the basic of firewalls, for example,
What?
stateless? No, I'm just asking a question that before we, talking about this configuration and further details, are we
We
also going to
have
discuss?
discussed in the yesterday's class actually.
Mhm. So we discussed about stateless and stateful, and we have discussed about network type of networks, firewall and host kind of firewall, and all these things.
No, I have just described about the old firewall, and we'll discuss at the end of the session. Like once all the doubts clearance session is done, I'll tell you. You might have not yesterday you were there in the class.
Yeah, actually, I joined, but I came a little bit late, and even I
Okay.
was also trying to find the recording class, but I couldn't.
Okay, I'll explain it at the end of the class. Okay. If you have anything to ask, you can ask me at that point.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I didn't get your name. Can you tell me your good name, please?
My name is Rahul.
Okay.
One question. I have one question.
Yeah.
So can we update, like there is a version 9.0.0? Can we update directly to 11 or we have to follow a path?
No, you can't upgrade to 11 directly.
Okay, there is a path.
Yeah, that is what I said. The lowest version, then the highest version. Once you are upgrading to the highest version of that series, like 9 series, then it will ask for the reboot. Then you can upgrade it to the lowest version of that after 10.1 series. Then again you can upgrade it to the 10.1.11, the highest version of that series. Then again it will ask for the reboot. Then you can upgrade it to the 11.
All right.
In architecture, like you placed a firewall in between router and switch. So is it the mandatory like setup, or we can place a firewall between internet and router?
You have that is what I said. Like the internet, what we are showing in the image, but directly it will not come, right? Some ISP router and switch will be there. From there you are connecting to the firewall. Then again next to that your enterprise firewall will be there, right? Enterprise switch and router will be there, correct?
Yes.
You might have not understand this thing, I guess.
No, just like if you can draw one diagram.
Did you explain the architecture of this? Because today only I joined, that's why I was not knowing about it.
Your name, please?
Ashraf Ali.
Okay, I have explained the architecture of this, but
okay,
at the end of the session, I'll repeat it again.
Okay.
Just be on the session itself.
Because
let me clear this.
actually today only, today itself I joined it.
Yeah, no worries, no problem.
Okay.
So in the diagram, you might have seen this is the internet, correct?
Yes.
From there, you have connected to the firewall. You are seeing this, right? But as per the diagram, like why we are seeing this as the internet and to understand this thing. But actually, if your firewall is here from ISP, they'll give you the connection to your enterprise, right? Like here they have placed some switch or router, ISP router, correct? From there you will connect it to the firewall. That's what we call it as WAN interface. Correct. And below that, you will be having your enterprise switch or router or L3 in the switch. You will be configured the L3 port and connecting this here without router. So many things you can do it here. Okay. So you don't get confused about this. Like from internet in the sense, like for understanding this thing, we have drawn like this.
Okay.
Next, guys.
So when you say that if you go to the previous diagram which you draw, so after ISP router there is firewall, and then we have our enterprise network or organizations network. So all those network mandatory be connected first to physically or not physically, but even logically first to firewall. So any traffic coming either from internet to the network or vice versa from the internal network towards the internet. That
See,
has
directly if you are connecting from the ISP switch router or MUX or anything, firewall will not be up. You have to, that is what I said, that we'll discuss in the security profile. Like after that, we have to create the zone and which interface it is connected. There we are creating one zone like WAN or internet zone. Again, we have to allow that, or else firewall will not understand that thing, right?
Okay. No, but I was asking a general question. So mandatory all traffic has to pass through firewall and towards the ISP and vice versa, or it's
Yeah,
like
all
it will.
traffic should be passed through the firewall. That is the reason we are placing the firewall over there, right, to inspect the traffic.
So for bigger organizations like a telco provider or somebody who has 100 gigs of traffic going towards the internet, so does firewalls also come with having a like capacity of 100 G or 10 gig or 100 gig physical ports to cater that much of traffic?
Yes.
Okay.
Traffic in the sense what it will do, it will just inspect the traffic, right? And based on your policy, based on your policy, it will allow or it will deny.
No, I understand
It will
that.
not allow. Yeah.
I understand. What I'm saying is, suppose I have taken 100
Yeah,
gig
it has a
traffic.
capacity.
I have taken a,
Different range of firewall has that much capacity. If you are going with the higher end versions of the firewall, it has that much of capacity.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Please share the syllabus and go according with it, because all of a sudden random questions are coming.
Yeah, I have shared I'll share you the syllabus, or else you can just open the Palo Alto official portal here. Okay.
No, means I'm not talking about this Palo Alto syllabus. I'm just talking that how you will go through the classes.
I'll go with the Palo Alto concepts only.
That only I'm telling. It's just
And if you are clicking on education and training, like this is the initial stage, like you might have not understand some concepts or anything. That is the reason I'm slowing up now. Once everything starts. So if you are going to the Palo Alto site in the services, you have to click on education and training, and left corner you have to select network and security. There you'll get EDU 210 syllabus, and you can able to see the syllabus here. So
you will go according to the syllabus, right?
Yeah, I'll go according to the syllabus.
Okay then.
So this two we have completed as of now, 2 module.
Sorry from my side because I was not able there.
No problem. Like I'll tell it to you. No problem. That is not a problem.
Okay.
Rohit, so in this entire course, we will only discuss about Palo Alto and its configuration and all these things. So we will not discuss about any basic, about the firewalls and So if
yesterday you were not there in the class.
I was here, but I came in late. My question was like, so Palo Alto is one of the firewall we are using, right? But there are multiple kind of firewalls in market, right? So if I'm going to work for a company and they have a different kind of firewall, they don't have Palo Alto. So I was just thinking, like, if we have the basic conceptual knowledge, so then maybe I will manage to implement the things on that firewall. So why I joined this course, because I want to have all the basic concept and everything.
See, these all things will be there in the firewall. Whether you go with the Palo Alto, whether you go with the FortiGate, whether you go with the Firepower or any of the next generation firewall. Okay.
Yeah.
But some of the services or some of the behavior or some of the GUI interface will be different, and some of the commands will be different for different firewall.
Right.
Correct. And as per my knowledge, this is the world's best firewall, Palo Alto, and wherever you go, like everybody is using the Palo Alto, and if you are a Palo Alto certified, like you will get the job very easily in the market.
Actually, he's telling that the legacy firewall, what they are following, like most of the legacy firewalls was using the CLI, okay,
yes, correct.
earlier, okay. But now when this next generation firewall came, like Fortinet and Palo Alto, that all of a sudden, all the things moved to the GUI, right?
Yes.
That only he's telling that if we go through that CLI also and then GUI, then it would be good for us also, right?
Yeah.
That only, right, boy?
Yes, I agree. And I also one more thing I want to add.
And see, how this Palo Alto came, one of the engineer, research and engineer was working in Checkpoint. So he left the job and he started this as a Palo Alto. Then
Definitely,
in the market.
Actually, definitely, GUI means GUI is user friendly.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. But initial configuration means for the basic knowledge, if we are going through the CLI and after that we have to move to the GUI, it would be means we're going to sharpen our knowledge. That's why.
That is the reason I said you guys don't look into the lab. Like if you have the lab module, you can do the configuration, you can do anything.
Yeah, that only.
That is the reason I said understand the things as a conceptual wise. If you don't understand the things in the conceptual wise, you can't able to do anything. Okay, you know this initial configuration, how we have to do the configurations of the firewall and security standard protocols, like what is the standard we have to follow. This thing, get the FortiGate firewall, open the FortiGate portal, initial firewall configuration setup command, type in the browser, you will get the command and you run this FortiGate firewall.
Yes. During the course we'll ask several questions, not to worry about that.
Yeah. And again, like administrator account or anything, you just search in the Google, like where you'll get the administrator accounts in FortiGate or Firepower.
We'll
You'll
definitely
get
do
it
it.
there.
I will definitely do it.
But
So
the thing
Rohit,
is,
I
like,
mean, can
we have to
are we also
understand this thing in a conceptual wise.
Mhm.
Like, what are the things we can do in this firewall?
Right, and also, Rohit, are we also going to discuss about like how exactly the firewall is working, how the app ID is working, how the signatures are working, how they're finding some traffic is malicious, some is not, and how
Yeah.
DOS attack and DDoS attack are how they're stopping.
Yes.
I mean to say like these technical things, how exactly not only the configuration, how we putting
Yeah,
okay,
that
I'm
is
going
what,
to load this
guys.
traffic on
What
this IP.
I'm
This
going
is
to do
essential.
is,
Yes, yes.
like, I'll tell you the flow and I'll explain you the concept. Okay, I'll give you the lab.
Mm.
You are going to do the lab. Okay.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you get any error, I'll help you out in the lab. But conceptual wise, everything I'll explain it to, like how to create a security policy. After creating the security policy, how this firewall will move the traffic, like move the packets,
Yeah.
and send it out. Each and everything we'll discuss.
Okay. Syslog and packet capturing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, like, then the guys who are not joined in yesterday's class, uh, I'll I'll start explaining to them.
Yes, sure.
If anyone is interested, they can stay on call, or
Yeah.
else
Okay.
they can drop off.
Yes. So Rohit, can we start then? Can I shoot my questions?
Yeah, you can start with your questions.
Okay, Rohit. I want to ask you like from very basic things about the firewall, how it work, and I want you to take me as a like I'm somebody who just start going to learn about the firewall because I recently completed my CCNA and I'm a cybersecurity guy. I'm doing some kind of ethical hacking things, but I have interest in network security. That's why I choose this Palo Alto because firewall knowing about the firewall is very important when talking about network security. So that's why I have maybe very basic questions about firewall and maybe some very silly question maybe I'll ask you. So I would like to start from the very basic. What is firewall?
Firewall is a thing like to inspect the traffic, like what is coming, and based on your command, it will allow or it will deny. Okay, like if you are beyond firewall and I'm the internet, and if you are asking me some Facebook traffic to pass through the firewall, correct? So if admin has denied the traffic, like firewall, Facebook should not be work in this. Once it comes to the firewall, it will just drop the traffic. It will not allow you to access the Facebook.
Right.
Inspect kind of thing.
Right.
Okay.
And
this is an Palo Alto network. What I have started the nodes. Once the group is created, I'll share you some of the link which is related to the firewall, which is related to the DNS, how it works. I'll share you the YouTube link on that, so you can able to see that in the YouTube as well. Like they have shown it in a GUI something, so you can watch that video there. I'll mention the link in the notes of basic notes, and I'm not going to mention that thing in the Palo Alto notes. Okay.
Yeah. And this one, when we're talking about the stateless and stateful firewall, so Palo Alto is stateful firewall, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know if I talk about industry, so is there a lot of companies are still using stateless firewall where we use the stateless and where we use the stateful? What kind of traffic, what kind of company use the stateless, and what kind of company use the stateful firewall?
Before going to that, do you have idea about the stateful and stateless firewall?
Yeah, I have a basic idea what is stateless and stateful.
And can you tell me that what is stateful and stateless firewall?
In stateful, the table is maintained. I mean, what traffic is going, they can remember. This. Okay, this is this port, this IP address have communication with this particular IP. So he maintained the table in stateful, but in stateless is not. So that's a basic difference between these two firewalls. They maintain in stateful, they maintain the table, but in stateless not.
See, what I can say is for stateless, in the sense they will be using it for small kind of business. Where there will be like some less kind of traffic, or they will be not they are not worried about some threats or anything. If something could have happened or anything, like they'll just restart it or let's leave it and they'll go ahead. Okay, that isn't like what we can say that is a straightforward setup. But when it's come to the stateful, like they'll be using in the large enterprise level, like they'll be having threat. Um, they are fair about the threats and all, and the packet filtering, everything. Like if you are if you are working in some organizations or anything, like every single data is important, right? So some of, as you said, you are practicing the ethical hacking, and if you want to gain some access from outside of the network, you'll penetrate it and you'll get into the network, right?
And this firewall, up to what extent it can stop some cyber attacks? For example, if somebody is planning DOS attack on one particular network, right? So up to what extent, where we implement these kind of rules that if particular IP, trying to do DOS attack on a network, and firewall work on it and stop it. So what exactly the firewall have the powers? I mean to say, can it stop DOS attack? Can it stop any, if I do any malicious attack or sending some malicious link
That
over
is
the
what
email?
it has. The default DDoS protection is there in the Palo Alto.
Okay, so it detect and it stop. Huh?
Yeah.
So DOS attack, DDoS attack, or this, or if I do any
again, see, it's what I can say. If the DDoS attack happen, then that means that uh, guy has entered into a network, correct?
Yeah.
The best practice, what they are doing, first they'll enter into a network, then they'll compromise your DC, then they'll compromise your AD. Once they enter into your network, then only they are able to do the DDoS attack, right? Or else how are they going to do?
Yeah, they have to be in the network before they attack.
Yeah, sure. Yes. So that means somebody has entered into the network, right? So up to some extent, after that, the firewall will not be that thing, right? If the network is compromised or anything. But before compromising the network, they have to analyze the things about the firewall, right?
Yeah. And if I'm sitting on the same network, for example, you and me both are sitting on the same network, and I'm trying to do the ARP spoofing. So can firewall stop the ARP spoofing?
Yes.
It can.
Yeah.
Okay. And also DNS spoofing, and if I do any MITM attack or something?
It has a DNS sinkhole features in the firewall. As you are asking me this question, you might have aware about DNS sinkhole. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Then what about zero hour attack?
Zero attack in the sense?
Means once the signature is not being identified by the firewall, then
that is the reason, like they are updating every something happened, they are upgrading it.
Okay.
That is the reason FortiGate got compromised and Palo Alto hasn't compromised yet. Some bug came, but that is not impacted with some PAN-OS version.
Okay. And Rohit, if somebody make a worm, somebody newly created some virus or something, and that virus signature the Palo Alto don't have, right? So somebody is sending that particular worm or virus.
The pattern will be having, right? It has some antivirus and anti-spyware features, so that pattern will be there, right? It will show you in a threat, like what is the range of that threat, like it is categorizing the thing.
Okay, it's categorizing, but it will drop the packet, or what it will do, or it will just give me some pop-up.
It will block. It will block. Like, see, that is what I said. Like, if you are accessing something, and if you have mentioned in the antivirus or anti-spyware, or it is mentioned by the Palo Alto or anything, it will show it in the threat section. Until unless you allow that, it will not allow you to access that site or anything, any file.
Right. And Rohit, when I talk about the IPS system, intrusion prevention system, and firewall, both do the deep packet inspection, right?
See, nowadays
System and firewall, both do the deep packet inspection, right?
See, nowadays nobody is using the IPS. But a firewall will be having everything.
Okay. So if I have to choose, for example, there is one network and they have IPS and they also have firewall.
Hmm.
And they are using Palo Alto, for example. So it means to say that they shouldn't use IPS because the Palo Alto already have the features that IPS have.
Yeah.
So it's
Palo Alto is having that IPS features. You don't need to require to add externally.
Okay, so we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
So they already have the
Palo
same.
Alto has everything.
Palo Alto
Palo
has
Alto has everything. Like you have, if you want, you can do the SD-WAN also, but you have to get the license for that.
Okay, okay. And what about this remote connection? For example, if we're talking about the WAN, I'm talking about taking, if somebody wants to connect from the remote location, LAN, not LAN, sorry, but say VPN. So when I'm talking about VPN, do they also have some kind of a configuration for the VPN that only this particular IP and somebody, employee of company want to connect from these particular location?
Yes.
So we do the configuration.
Yeah, we are doing the configuration. Palo Alto.
Okay, so
in the routing you have to mention that, so that thing will not be allowed apart from that IP.
So
see, like how it happens in the sense, like once you connect to the VPN, you will be getting one IP, right? That VPN IP.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So that range IP will only be allowed, and apart from that, nobody can enter this. And how you are allowing in the sense based on your AD or something authentication method, and it has like multi-factor authentication.
Yeah.
Sir, I am Praveen. This is my question also. Can we covering in site-to-site VPN or site-to-user VPN also?
What?
Site-to-site VPN and site-to-user VPN means IP.
Yeah, we are
remote IP second site-to-site VPN.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you the concept about that.
So later on, you're going to explain everything, right?
Yeah.
Means if you are going according to that syllabus, means
what all the concept is there in the Palo Alto.
Yes, I understood that. I've gone through
explain everything. Like as I said, we are saying remote site VPN configuration. This thing is a supplement part from the Palo Alto. If the time remains in our schedule, then we are covering up this topic.
Now please cover it, because most of the companies using the same thing, like remote access also, and that site-to-site VPN.
Yes,
so it's the main thing.
Yes.
So
yeah,
we need to.
This is the main thing, but it is not recommended by Palo Alto. This
But
is a supplement part.
you are telling
that is
that
what
you
I
are.
said. If time remains, I'll cover this topic. As I said in the demo.
See, actually, what we are telling is that you are teaching us on the aspect of the examination, right? For this Palo
No,
Alto certificate.
I'm not teaching prospect of Palo Alto certification or exam.
Okay, but you are going through this pattern.
See,
this
if you want to go with the Palo Alto certification part only, we are not the guys. Networking here is to not build an engineer like a robot by seeing copy paste. That kind of thing is not required.
Okay. So what about this? Means
we have to be in a very creative manner. For that thing, you have to understand all the concepts, what is there in the Palo Alto. Then you can do anything.
So please, after halfway of the syllabus, you can proceed with these things, because these are most of the most important things what we are facing right now. Okay.
Hey, this is all the thing. Like I can tell you all the concepts and the configuration part. Like I'll get to the snapshot and all. But the thing is, like for doing practical is highly impossible. Why? Because it requires license.
Okay.
And as you know,
but through EVNG you can do it, I think. Or through EVNG you can give the lab setup for this.
Yeah, I can give the lab setup, but all the features will not work in that.
Okay.
We have tried.
Okay. So
initially, when we are trying to learn the Palo Alto, like I also used to learn in EVNG, and after that, I have taken it from official Palo Alto. Cognisys is one thing is there. They are charging you like hourly basis. I have paid that and I have practiced the thing. Then
okay. What you did was something else. Means what you wanted, but what we wanted is to please cover these points also. So
I'll that's what I said. If time remains, like
no, not
I'll
about time.
definitely
That only we are
cover
telling.
this.
Not about time. If you are going to halfway, you can proceed with these things also.
No, first thing, see this before covering this thing, this all are important. Like this will come, like your now and now thing.
Policies.
Now and now thing, correct?
Okay.
So this web traffic URL filtering and threats on the security profile, like if something threat alert is coming, if you're not able to debug that thing, how will you?
Yes, yes, yes.
For the knowing that thing, you should be understanding each and everything, right?
Mhm.
So see here it is creating a thing. Okay.
Mhm.
Creating a configuration will not impact that much. Correct. If you're
Okay.
blocking something,
Mhm.
you'll be not knowing, right? Something you blocked. Okay. If you block Google base itself or
Mhm.
YouTube base,
Mhm.
nothing will work on the YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
There it will show block, 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 block. And the troubleshooting part or analyzing the part is the important thing.
Yes, exactly.
So that thing we are going to cover. Okay, lab and all. I'm sure that is an official lab prepared by the Palo Alto, and by seeing that only the step by step each and every single procedure is there. By seeing that you can able to do it. It
Well,
is
it
not a
means
big deal.
means these basic knowledge will work on that last four.
Yeah, this is not a basic knowledge. This is not a basic thing.
Okay.
If you want to go with the Palo Alto basic, there is a PCNSA,
Okay.
then PCNSC. If you want to completely understand about in and out, this is the course EDU 210.
Rohit, in firewall, do we also get some kind of a, like, there is a intrusion detection system also, where they give us some notification that there is a one particular IP is doing some kind of attack on this network?
Yeah. Like Palo does not call them as IDS or IPS, but it has that kind of features in this.
If I have a Palo Alto firewall, I don't have to spend money on IDS and IPS.
No,
I can just
no. See,
okay.
here only you can able to see IPS, proxy, content filtering.
Okay, so it means say securing a network, the firewall is very important. So if you have a good firewall, so I mean most of the network security part is done.
Yes.
Okay. What about this? Looking into these logs, is it also possible to collect some logs from this firewall?
Yeah.
And some traffic logs, and we can see
Yes.
in ELK like Elastic Logstash and
Yes.
Kibana. And okay.
In monitoring mode, they will get the logs,
We'll get the
traffic
logs.
logs, threat logs. Every logs will get decryption, encrypted logs. Everything will get.
So this using this node and Suricata
And
and
they
ELK.
have Panorama
Yeah.
for log collector. It works as a log collector itself.
Okay, this Palo Alto is like complete package of everything. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, very
But the
interesting.
thing is, you have to have the license for that. Everything.
You have to have the license.
Device and license you have, you can able to do anything. Complete package. That is what I said. For some of the concepts and all, it requires the license one.
You will go with you will go with the Panorama also, Panorama OS.
Yeah. I'll tell you about the Panorama, like how you have to configure with the configure the firewall in the Panorama. But it looks like same. It doesn't look like anything else. But here in the firewall, you'll just do the commit. In Panorama, you have to push also. Like once you do the commit, it will just change in the Panorama. Then once you push, it will push it to the firewall. It is a procedure, but I'll tell you in the detailed description manner when we are starting the topic with Panorama. Not only the supplement part, there is also the thing like Panorama is also there.
And Rohit, are we also going to make some rules, some like dummy rules about some network? Like okay, let me make some rules about if the Facebook is going to work on this network or not. Let me allow this Facebook to the manager and not to the junior or something like that. Are we also going to make some dummy rules? I mean to say like making some rules on firewall, and we can see in the real time in the network. Like in the lab, can we do it in the lab? Making some
you
firewall
can
rules.
security policy, net policy, and all you can do it in the lab. Some of the thing like URL filtering, wildfire kind of thing will not work, I guess, in the lab if it is not a licensed version. So what I'm going to do is like after the completion of this session and all, after the course complete, I'll tell you like where you can get the license firewall for some instant of time period for free.
That only
that will be the bonus for the guys, those who have understand the concept in a very well manner. Like I don't want the guys who are doing just lab. I just want the guys. I'll give it for only 3 people.
How you will count that?
There is one company where they'll give you free firewall access or lab access or anything. First I'll look into it, then I'll share it with you. Just with only 3 guys.
Just
that will be given to the,
So how are you going to evaluate? I mean, is it going to be some kind of
in the middle of the session, I'm asking some questions or anything. That is the reason I'm asking the name.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, I just want to see. I just don't want to you guys to do the lab work and all. I just want Like you have to understand the things in the very conceptual manner. Why I'm saying this is like when once you sit in the live network or anything, if you did the lab, you don't know, really you don't know anything to do about this. But by keeping this, the lab manual, and if you are working in the live network, if you have really knowledge about this conceptual wise and all, then you can just refer the lab and you can do the changes. That is the reason I'm saying this from past 3-4 class.
Okay. And Rohit, one more thing. Can you also teach us, to how we make, basic firewall rules? For example, I'm going to design a network.
Yeah,
And it's
that
my
is what
responsibility.
I'll tell you the basic firewall rules while creating the security policy.
Well, security policy. Okay, that's nice.
That is the thing. I'm going to cover each and everything. That is what I said. I'm going to cover each and everything. But what my request is for you guys is to understand the things. Just don't do the copy paste while you're doing the lab.
No,
Yeah, you have to understand.
Yes, we'll try our best to, learn each and everything that you're going to teach us.
See, that is what I said. This is like you have to think like a story.
Yeah.
First time if you study, you will understand some of the parts. Second time you study like, yeah, this thing came, or they are using this thing there. That is the reason they are showing these things here. So once you studied it for third time, then you will be perfect. Then nothing to worry about that. And the experience part is like once you sit for the troubleshooting and all, then definitely you will gain the experience. But once you sit for the troubleshooting, don't assign that task to any other person.
Right. And Rohit, if we listen to you properly and do all the things that you going to teach us in coming classes, how much is this thing is feasible that we are going to make this exam easily after 1 or 2 months? Do you think this training will be enough, or we have to do a lot of efforts?
This training will be enough for doing things, but again, that exam is like MCQ types of questions will be there, and one lab will be there on that.
Right.
So if you study this thing, I'm not sure you can able to clear the exam. For clearing the exam, like you have to go to the dumps and the questions, what question answer what they have given. It is evaluating by the automated system only.
Right.
So if you are referring the latest 10 to 3 old dumps, then you can able to clear the exam. That is not a big deal.
And do you think these networkings can provide us some terms that we can study along with this course? Is there any support we are getting from institution?
No, I
or
guess
terms?
dumps they'll not provide you, I guess.
No, okay.
No, dumps they'll not provide you, but I'll ask them for if they have the dumps or not. Why? Because as per my thing, my suggestion, don't be restricted to the exam. Exam is a different kind of thing. Understanding the things is a different kind of thing. Why? I'll tell you. Like uh, one of guy came to my office, and he's a CCI securities certified, and he is having around like 10-11 certifications about Palo Alto, FortiGate, and a lot of security certifications he has come up with a good package. Okay, and at his joining date only he got terminated.
Really?
Yeah. And this
Oh.
thing happened just, I guess, 3 or 4 months back, I guess.
Oh, but why he got terminated?
He did some changes, and suddenly somewhere around 800 firewalls was done.
Okay.
Just a small command. Everything
Small
was
one.
done. So
This is small one, big blunder.
yeah, that is the thing, and he got terminated within 10 minutes. So that is the reason. Like, if you are understanding the things in the conceptual manner, if you know the flow, everything. If you want to know the flow, you should know everything.
Right.
Okay.
Actually,
So then
just
only you
now,
can do anything.
actually, you told that don't go for the certification and all, but the person whom you all terminated, he has got the certification. That's why you all selected him.
No.
That's why we also want the
No.
certification also.
No. We haven't selected him because of the certification. Yeah, certification is important. Like, when it is like a license kind of thing.
That only I'm telling, na, the license kind of thing which every company wants. At that time,
No. If you are good, really good at the conceptual wise, let me tell you guys, I haven't tried PCNSE exam till now.
But,
I help other person to write. Everybody cleared, but I haven't write the PCNSE, and my company didn't told me to write the PCNSE. So that is the thing, like what output you are giving, and if they are giving me voucher or anything, with they are giving money from their pocket, and then definitely I'll write and clear the exam. I don't want to spend my money in the certification. I just want the knowledge.
Yeah, that's very important. I think in ethical hacking also, they mostly focus toward the knowledge. In ethical hacking, I have seen the guys, those who don't have any even education, they are very good in their work. I don't know about the network security, how the network security thing works.
See, network security again. It's you should be knowing, like, if you are going as a if you did a like, if you're having knowledge about the Palo Alto, they are hiring you as a not a network security. They are hiring as a cyber security. But you are doing thing as a network security part only. And there are a lot of different departments when it comes to the cyber security. Okay, so in the network security part, like, you will be handling firewall, you will be having proxy, gateway, other stuffs will be there in the organization. Based on that, you will be going.
And Rohit, I was going through one news today that there is a huge cyber attack in the entire world, and entire Microsoft servers are down.
Not Microsoft, that is a CrowdStrike one.
Okay, but
That
what
is
is
just a
attack?
CrowdStrike update.
Yeah.
CrowdStrike?
It's not an attack.
It's not an attack. So it's not cyber attack?
No, it was an upgrade activity.
That is an CrowdStrike patch update from the CrowdStrike people. That is the reason that voice was getting crashed, and we were handling that thing.
You were handling also, okay.
We have entered into the safe mode, and we have run a command, and we have to just uninstall that CrowdStrike. Then voice will not get
right.
crash.
And it was the Microsoft server was down, right?
Yeah, because of that only, CrowdStrike only. Like, they have installed that thing, I guess. Then actually, because of that patch update, this thing happened. And after some time, that CrowdStrike people said, like, this is not anything related to patch update. But that is the thing, but they'll not disclose because of they were running in the market, right? But they'll not disclose that thing.
Maybe they found some vulnerability. That's why they're putting patches.
Yeah.
I think Satya Nadella has posted just 1 hour back one tweet. He has disclosed that it was like they and that what's the name? Strike. What is the full name?
CrowdStrike.
Yeah. So CrowdStrike. So they were doing some activity, and they are into it and trying to get the root cause and resolve the issue. And I was just seeing the tweet.
Okay.
I think Microsoft also told the same thing when they have the big problem with their 2000.
Other guys is also